everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Last time, we started a quest to take out Morkvarg, this werewolf, within Freyja's garden. I will just teleport there. Ordinarily I wouldn't be doing this much fast travel, but... as I said, ordinarily I wouldn't do this much fast travel, but... I want to get this quest done. It's not that I want to get it done quickly, per se, but I just want to do this quest, if you know what I mean. A wolf down there.
Something down there. Can't see a thing. Blood. Human. Footprints. Light ones. Someone was being stealthy. Untouched. No sign of feeding. Morkvarg doesn't devour his victims. Strange. Monster tracks. Running. Chasing something. Fight happened here.
While I'm doing these Witcher things, a lot of the time I'll just let Geralt talk. Because Geralt will often say the things that I would be saying anyway. As I said, Geralt will usually be saying the things I'm going to say anyway, so I'll just let him do the talking.
Human blood. Lots of it. Deep wound must have been.
Also, he'll often say things that are more...
Prints. Deep, spaced far apart. A runner.
He'll often say things more than I could add to it anyway. Locked.
Claw marks. Huge claws.
Locked, key required. There's also a lot of blood in here, handprint. Alright, so I guess we follow Morkvarg's footprints this way, I suppose. Another person who's dead here.
Untouched. No sign of feeding. Morkvarg doesn't devour his victims. Strange.
Well, that's just silly. That can sometimes happen when you go into Witcher senses.
Lots of prints, old and new. His lair must be nearby. Can't cross that. Gotta go down, provided I can open the sluice. Mechanism looks pretty standard. One lever to choose the sluice gate, the other to work it.
Excuse me a minute, I'm going to make a cut here and be back momentarily. And we're back. Okay. So what he was talking about before in that cutscene is you can see how these are all sort of sluiced off. Currently, the one that's open... In fact, no, currently none of them are open. But I'll deal with this later. First things first.
Key, Raymond, where's the key? All I have in the chapter house, the crate, but the key, where's the key? Why so silent, Raymond? You thief, you rogue, you whoreson, you worthless bastard! I will find the key without you, idiot, stupid prick!
Wilson! Oh, fuck me.
Hide your stench. Refreshing.
Werewolves in this game are kind of terrifying, it's worth noting. They're very fast. And when they get you out of a cutscene like that, not much you can do about it, unfortunately.
Show me what you got.
He's taking fairly significant bleeding damage, about 2,000 a tick. He's gonna try and heal now.
Willing to talk now?
Only now can I. Such is the curse. Makes me bite, scratch, mangle, till I drop. You've got time before the blood's gone from me, and I return. Listen, carefully. Undo the curse. Free me. Finally, I will reward you.
Mentioned a reward of some kind.
Looted, raided, drunk most away, all but one. True treasure, hid away, yours. Just help me.
So, no joy in being a werewolf?
Nay, it's the worst. Not the garden to which I'm bound, even, but the hunger. Anything I devour returns to ash. Ash I cannot eat, I cannot drink, yet I bloody live and roam and prowl. The hunger is terrible, terrible. I bite my own flesh, but the smallest morsel burns in my throat. throat like boiling tar.
Everlasting hunger. Classic as curses go. Goes to explain why all those corpses went untouched.
Help, or I'll return to shred you, rip you limb from limb.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to lift this curse before I can kill him anyway, from what I can tell of the curse. So I'll tell him I'll help.
See what I can do.
See and do, or I shall return.
See if we can do this the easy way. Morkvarg, of my own free will, I offer you this fare. Now dig in.
Won't turn to ash.
Won't know until you try. Come on, a spoonful for Daddy.
Fuck! This shite again!
Farewell.
See you soon.
Gotta solve some werewolf mates, so that's always fun.
Draft from below. A cave. Ideal friend. Patient, doesn't mouth off.
Polymorphy. To change form, to shape one's matter as clay. This is no novice's trick. No flickering glow light, or rat-killing blue bolt. Only those with bowels soaked in oceans of magic arcana, and fewer born with bowels so absorbent, can hope to master it. There are exceptions, of course. Dragons, as is well known, possess such a talent innately. With no need to study, they can, guided by some otherworldly intuition, change between humanoid and reptilian form. As for the other races, higher vampires, examples Broxer, are known to flicker between states. Yet given the understandable difficulties of conducting research in this area, we do not know if this transformation constitutes an act of polymorphy. Yeah, fair enough. There's not many Broxer who would let you examine them, as it were. The human race is, obviously, much more accessible to scholars of polymorphy. Their years of study have borne fruit in the form of a set of methods and guidelines for the identification, nurture, and deployment of this talent. The most accomplished result of this careful application of these methods is Philippa Eilhart. Indeed, she's very good at it. On a whim, can just turn into an owl. Yep, I've seen both of them. Interesting that this book is here, though. It would imply that Morkvarg is... He's found this book and he's obviously reading it, trying to find a way to turn himself back human, presumably. But it mentioned a gate underneath where he is, so... we want to get underneath this sluice gate. I think this one... Okay, so this one opens the gate, and this one chooses the gate. See this little thing in the middle? I don't want to open the middle one. I want to open the one on the right. Now this gate's open. Means I should be able to swim in under it. I'm sure you probably can't see very well here. There's not a lot to see though. It's just underwater cave. I mean, my color correcting might be enough that you'll be able to see properly, but In here you should be right.
Bones fell through the crevice years ago.
Found a key.
Air's moving here. Must be another cave above or a way out.
Alright, so let's go to this chapter house, which I believe is the house that I went into before that had the 2 locked doors. It's the only real house around this place. Here? Whoop. This house here. Maybe? I might actually be wrong here, but... Ah, there we go. A sword for witches, Morkvarg's journal, and Enshay something or other, something or other. It was the last one I picked up. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at it in the old-fashioned way. Oh, I've obviously read the Enshay one. Oh no. There we go. The Enshay and the NL. Sad as it may be, to many in our time, the word elf is a synonym of pauper, bandit, or layabout. She-elf is used by many to denote a prostitute or woman of loose morals. The adjective elven, in turn, describes damaged, needlessly complicated, or useless goods. Statistics, for their part, show that 1 in 3 elves living in Redania has spent time in prison, and a full 1/2 of them has been fined at least once. The average lifespan of elves, though still thrice that of humans, grows shorter each year. Given the above, it is easy to forget that elves, or Enshay as they fashion themselves, were once a proud race that ruled the land stretching from the banks of the Great Sea to the west, to the Blue Mountains in the east, and from the Dragon Mountains in the north, to the Mahakam Range in the south. The ruins of their cities scattered throughout the world bear witness to their former might. Modern Metna Elforum by Istred of Aid Ginvale, so an elf. Many of the most outstanding mages, artists and poets of recorded history have been of this race, and we have elves to thank for dozens of ingenious items we rely on each day, from screw pumps to cosmetics. Those elves who dwell among men have largely forgotten their history and culture, the sole sliver of elven identity left to them being a burned hatred for humans, whom they are referred to as Dwan. The elves of Dol Blethana, that puppet vassal of Nilfgaard, and of the wild highlands of the Blue Mountains, have retained much of the old knowledge and culture, though they too are condemned to perish. This death sentence was hanging to them by biology, for men, though short-lived, are several times more fertile than elves. Thus, while the Enshay's numbers continue to dwindle, ours grow at an alarming and ever-increasing rate. I just lost my spot, give me a second. Okay. Some elves believe that the tide of events can be turned, that they can put a stop to human expansion and, ultimately, to their oppression by men. They look to the mythical cousins for salvation, to the NL, the Elder Folk. The NL are said to dwell in another world, or possibly another plane, to which they travelled during the mythic age of migration, and from which they at times journey to visit our world. Legend claims a gate between the worlds could be opened, allowing the NL to ride to their downtrodden brethren's rescue. They are, however, mere fables, naive fairy tales. This race condemned to extinction uses to provide itself small comfort in these, their last, sad moments. It's interesting, it's obviously written by a human, this. You can tell by the overtones of the writing. But he's, in both terms, he's, like, there's true pity here at the death of the elves. Which I'm sure the elves probably don't like much, but whatever. A sword for witches. Who are the hunters, you ask? Folk like you and yours, I reply. The decent kind. Haters of liars, doers of good. The kind who live according to the gods, laws, and nature's laws too. Those disgusted by the machinations of witches, magickas, and non-humans. All that separate us from common folk is that we've the courage to take up arms, to defend our lands from evil, to slice out the gangrene that eats from us from within. We haven't a lever, we haven't forts or land, though God's fearing Radovid supports us with his gold at times. We've not sworn him, nor any other, ruler any oath. We serve only the eternal fire, and we listen only to our own conscience. Oh, interesting. So this is about the witch hunters, presumably. Who can join us? Any who is right of soul and sound of body. You can find us in every large city in the north. We will give you board, lodging, and a weapon. We will explain how to spot the telltale signs of evil. Birthmarks in strange and arcane shapes, smooth skin or on a matron aged more than 30 springs, and black cats kept in the yard, to name but a few. We will show you how to defend yourself from witchcraft, how to tame and snuff out magic elements with dimeridium. We will instruct you how to squeeze the sinner's darkest secrets out of them with a hot iron, and how to grant them cleansing death with the help of the sacred fire. The cult of the eternal fire is pretty hardcore against anything even vaguely magical. Morkvarg's Journal. Day 24. Jostar the Wise has proven unworthy of his moniker. He paid me not to attack his village and then, pleased by his own cleverness, called off the watch. Never had easier work in my life. We slit the men's throats in their sleep and ploughed the women till dawn. Not much loot, but primo entertainment. Day 26. When we were sailing from Ranvig, we heard owls hooting, an ill omen, so I ordered us to turn back to shore. Puke laughed about how I'm supposed to be so brave, yet I'm feared of the gods. I tossed him overboard with a knife between his ribs, but I could tell I'd lost a bit of respect from the lads in his eyes. We'll have to do something to prove I've still got the biggest prick on board. Keep them from getting any stupid ideas. Day 33, so what, like a week later? Not quite. Our visit to Hindisfjall was a success. Priestess is dead, monument smashed, holy tomes burned, mead barrels drained. We divvied up the silver. I took the votives. Norulf, son of AutoLoot, took the basins and spoons. Mon, son of Gudvar, took candlesticks and jewelry, while Einar, son of Todar, forfeited his share out of fear for Freyja's wrath. Fine, all the more for us. Tomorrow we'll sail to Speakerog, so what the merchant wenches have brought to market. Excuse me for a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. This is an interesting journal, because he's talking about the visit to Hindisfjall, killed all the priestesses, and then they left. How did they leave if this is Morkvarg's journal? The easy answer there is it didn't make any sense. Radovid V the Stern, the hard slog to greatness. Which brings us to the epithet of the current leader of Redania, the Stern. Allow me to diagnose the cause and consequence of his appellation. Firstly, the seeds of Radovid's sternness were surely planted in his childhood. When Radovid was born to King Vizimir and Queen Hedwig in 1255, his care was immediately entrusted to Philippa Eilhart, the court sorceress. While none dared question if she was fit for the role of tutor, few now envisage her as having been a warm caregiver to a young child, and whatever harsh lesson she gave Radovid clearly left a lasting mark. The next step on Radovid's path to becoming the Stern, the death of his father when Radovid was but 13 years of age. Though rumour has it father and son barely knew one another, the mere fact of being thrust into one's inheritance at such an early age and in such murky circumstances must have had a hardening effect. Finally, the Regency finished schooling Radovid towards becoming the Stern, led by Sigmund Dijkstra of Tretogor. The Regency Council imparted upon Radovid a style of politics seeped in Dijkstra's aggressive, no-holds-barred, reason-of-state-first principles. Such are the causes of Radovid's temperament. Now on to the consequences. Most manifestations of his fierce manner are well known. However, a few illustrative examples might prove useful here. They include his summoning of the Order of the Flaming Rose to be his armed enforcers, his later support of the witch hunters and their zealous cause, and finally, there is the massacre of Loch Muin. Yet it is the fight against Nilfgaard that Radovid has proven himself truly the stern. While the forces of other realms disintegrated into the face of the Empire's onslaught, he has strengthened his own realm when taking command of joint armies of the north. Whatever your opinion of him before, all clear-eyed observers now agree, Radovid V, known also as Radovid the Stern, is the North's last bulwark against Emir's expanding power. This actually doesn't make any sense that this book is here, because this book is talking about stuff that happened after Morkvarg was supposedly kept in this place, so it doesn't actually make any sense. Also, let me check that book that I just was reading. This one. No. It'll be in Quest Times, probably. Yep, Morkvarg's Journal. While Einar, son of Toradar, forfeited his share out of fear of Freyja's wrath, he was part of Morkvarg's band. I guess I'm just gonna run out this way, it's probably easier. I will fast travel once again, because we're nearly on half an hour now for this episode. I'll probably push this to like, I'll probably push it to like 40 minutes and just finish this quest. In fact, I'll just go as long as this quest takes, but there's no reason to make that take longer by like running.
Oh.
Also gonna quick save here, because could end up in a fight here. Always a possibility.
Greetings. Praise Freyja.
Liar.
What? I swear it on the great mother's tits.
Cut the act. Don't buy your piety one bit. You were one of Morkvarg's men.
Well, well. Sharp yarn. Didn't see one thing, though. Lads here around me, they're mine. Armed to the teeth to the man. Let me introduce you.
I'm no knight errant. I'm a witcher. Didn't come here to bring you to justice.
Digging up the past? What's that for?
Need to know what actually happened in the garden. Gonna lift Morkvarg's curse.
Why would you bloody do that? Horson should suffer till Ragnarok. The day after, actually.
It's what I do.
Used to say the same myself, till Morkvarg gave the order to sail for Hindisfjall. I've raided often and cruelly, killed women, children, whatever my axe happened to hit. But priestesses, it was too much, even for me. When it was over, and Morkvarg was drinking with the rest, I took this out.
Wolf-fang pendant, covered in runes.
I got it from my da, who was godeye of our village. Told me that anyone I cut with a fang would suffer a fate worse than death. Spoke true, it seems.
Your pop-pop mentioned how to reverse this?
Victim needs to get the fang is all. But I'll not give it to you. That Horson should suffer.
Listen, the priestesses, they really long to get their garden back. And as I see it, you owe them, don't you think?
All right, take it. But it don't come free. Want one thing in return.
Won't tell anyone about your past, give you my word.
Not that. If you do, I'll just find you and kill you. Once Morkvarg's human again, you can't let him leave. No matter what.
I'm in two minds about letting him live. Because he was a prick, but I mean, he's less of a prick now.
By Moorhog's wraiths.
It's hard to say. the way it worked out, it would just sort of... It just so happened that I didn't really need to kill him. It wasn't by design, it was just kind of... I wanted more information out of him, so to press him for the information I required giving him the chance, like, giving him a chance at life rather than not, if you know what I mean. Alright. So I can't get into there, so I need to go back to the other way, into the other sluice gate. Might even be able to find Morkvarg in his cave. Maybe. Seems to be pushing me that way, so I'll go have a look. Although... No, I think what I'm gonna do is... this. This. Just for completion's sake, if you don't want to go deal with Einar, you can actually ignore him and then follow this path. I'll have the option to do either, I think, if I do this as well, which is why I'm going to do it. Allows you to swim through here and get in past that gate that I couldn't get past before. Which gives you access to this back area. I cannot save the game right now, really? Means it did an autosave, but I'm just going to keep doing it till I get the quick save. I never trust it.
Morkvarg broke through this door. Must have smelled something beyond it. Symbol of Freyja. Untouched. No sign of feeding. Morkvarg doesn't devour his victims. Strange.
It grew back. It always grows back.
Starting to envy you.
Wish to hear a story?
If I have to, I'm all ears.
Warriors came. They knew they could not kill me, so they laid a trap, chained me down, locked me in here. Know what I did? Bit my leg off to free myself. Every bite brought pain, and howling, I vomited blood.
Mm-hmm. Biting off your own limbs hurts. Who would have thunk?
You don't understand. This was more. My mouth burned like swallowing fire, as if all inside me was torn. Felt I would die, but I did it, and then I shredded them, dashed them to bits, made tiny crumbs of those plowing heroes.
Your story have a point, or just doing some chest pounding?
The moral is... You cannot kill me. Cannot stop me. I'll not be bound. Break any fetters. The curse. Free me, or I'll return to get you again.
Alright, Morkvarg. I mean, that's probably a good idea here. Alright, so you now can't regenerate, which will be helpful. I didn't need the swallow potion there, I just took it so that I can get toxicity, because that will make him slow down when he does go for a counterattack. Like that. And the time slow is very useful against werewolves, because they are fast as all hell. See, ordinarily there, when he does that roar, that would be him trying to regenerate, but the moon dust will stop him from regenerating. Very useful.
Not good.
I didn't notice my... Oh. Well, okay.
Here we are again.
You can end this, or release me.
Here, put this on.
I need no more fangs.
Don't be a smartass, just do it.
I'm free. Free! At last! Oh, where's the tavern? I can eat a broiled pig. No, a side of beef. Wash it down with a cask of ale. Then to sea. They forgot me, no doubt. Well, I'll fucking remind them with a bang. In Novigrad, everywhere. I'm back!
Fair winds and all, but before you go, my reward?
Right. Nearly forgot.
Happens often. Too often.
Calm yourself. I'm a man of honor. Now listen. You'll go to Novigrad. To the pits. Find the vulture, the moneylender. Tell him Morkvarg sends his regards. And you'll know me to be a generous man. Farewell then. The sea beckons.
I'm not gonna let him move free. Someone who murders pregnant women and fucks children. He's dead. Cool. And we get my reward. I'm actually going to go out this way. It's glad, I think originally that was in there as a bug, but I think they changed it into a feature. Because if we look at... Okay, so the actual, the quest log says that I let him go, but I didn't. So in my heart, I know it's fine. So now I need to go to the priestess, and I'll grab that. And later on, I'll get the reward from Novigrad, I suppose. In fact, I'll probably teleport to Novigrad, get the reward, then teleport back. just so the quest is off my quest log. Doesn't make a huge amount of sense story-wise, but just to neaten up my quest log, it's probably a good idea. Because I'm doing main story next, my quest log is going to get massively full with all the stuff that I'm not doing. So if there's like one thing on there that's pretty much done, I just need to go collect a reward, I may as well just do it. Pilgrims.
Obscure the sky and turmoil grips the sea. You who grant us love, mother, hatred. Greetings. What may I help you with this time?
Morkvarg, got a few more questions. I've come for my reward.
But can you be sure that...
Morkvarg's gone, for good. Guaranteed, or you'll get your coin back.
I shall hold you to that, Witcher.
Cool.
You who grant us love, hatred, and strength.
Bunch of pilgrims praying. But as I said, I think what I'm going to do, just to end this episode off, because we are pretty high up in there in time, but I'm going to actually go and grab this reward so that my quest log is just empty of the quest. Yeah. So I'll cut and I'll be in Overred. And we're back. I've just teleported here to the southern gate, because the pawn shop is just here. It's the closest teleport point.
Must have broken many a heart, eh, Dandy?
Just charge through everybody. This is the place, I think. Yep. I played this guy in Gwent in my Gwent episode.
Hello there. Pawning or buying?
Morkvarg sends his regards.
Here. Anyone asks, I don't know him. Never laid eyes on him.
That's right, dude. I killed him. That gives me 100 more experience, and the quest is done, and it gives you a sword called Deathwen. And a werewolf decoction. So, it is worth doing that for the werewolf decoction, generally. But, what it gives you elsewise is... this sword here, which, during a normal game, is a pretty damn good sword. Has innate frost damage, which is very useful, and the 1% chance to freeze isn't that good. I mean, freezing is a very good status effect, but 1% chance isn't particularly good, but you can stack frost chance on this for a fairly good sword. I actually used it. Did I use it? No, I think I killed him in the first game without actually worrying about it. Needless. We're going to switch to Destination Skellige. I am going to teleport back to Skellige. I'll be back with you in about 3, 2, 1. And we're back. And with that, we are back to the crossroads where we started our road in Skellige. Bunch of harpies up there. Fair enough. In any case, it's going to be it for today. Next episode, we're going to start the story in Skellige. And I think it's there's probably going to be a lot more episodes, like one after the other, coming now that I've got into the main story. Because main story, like in my recordings, I may end up recording like an hour and having to cut it into 2 episodes. In any case, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. Wilson! Oh, fuck me.